Hello guys, this is DDT Tech Forex Trader from DDT Tech Solutions, and in this video I'm going to show how I'm going to identify potential support and resistance in your chart and how you're going to trade with this support and resistance. So as I want you to know that anytime you're trading, you should have a time frame, a macro and a micro time frame where you're trading with. So, me trading with 1 hour time frame as my macro time frame. I'll be using 1 minute time frame as my micro time frame. So, with a 1 hour as my macro, I am going to find significant price actions in the chart. So what is the price action I'm talking about? I'm going to identify significant zones where price had reactions, so where I can have my support and resistance, or we can also take that as order blocks. And other blocks to be in a next video, where I'm going to explain to you how other blocks works. So if you are new to this channel, kindly subscribe, hit the notification bell, join my Telegram channel, link is below in the description. Now let's get started. So in finding a trade of trading, want to find potential trades, you have to first find uh, you know price actions, significant uh, reactions in the chart. So let's say on XAU USD, that's for gold, I can say I have my current high or my high. You need to identify highs and lows. So I have my high here, so this is my high, and then my low, I can target this as my low. So I'll target this as my low, or I can go further to look for any other low to target for this. So I'm going to use this as my recent high and my recent, or my major high and major lows. Now I'm going to find potential support and resistance, and I'm going to explain to you and also show you how you're going to take trades with it. So still on the 1 hour, that's my macro time frame. So we can clearly see, after finding our high, you can clearly see from this side that price has made significant reactions here. That's on this particular zone. On this particular zone, price is having a difficult to break through, so causing a support, a strong support at this zone. As price comes, hit the support, goes hits. So this is a significant support zone, as price is failing to break this particular zone and has tested this particular demand zone so many times. So this is a significant support zone. We can also find significant resistance zone here. For support and resistance, we can have many of them in our charts, but then to make your chart very simple, that is when we introduce other blocks, which I said will be in the next video. So with this, as you can see, price also made significant reactions. Here zone and it fails to break, so cause a lot of retest on that particular zone, which we can consider as our resistance or our supply zone. And so we can then find other ones to here, as price made this significant reactions, failing to break this zone, which we can consider as our resistance, where price tested or reacted so many times. And here as well too, we can find, significant resistance, as well as price is was having, hard time to break, as buyers couldn't, push the market up. So a lot of support and resistance. And then finally, let me use this as my final one for the support. We can also find significant support and a resistance here. So sometimes a support can become a resistance and a resistance can become a support. So explaining this to you is, as you can see, we have this to be our support, where price came, tested so many times, and finally price broke this support and now came back to retest and to test this zone so many times. So as it came back to retest, here becomes our a resistance. That is why I said when sometimes we can have support which can turn out to be a resistance, and a resistance we can turn out to be a support. So let me find one more or two more supports, and then we go to the lower time frame to find some entries in the market. So we can see from here, so this could be an extension of this zone, which was a resistance zone. As you can see, this zone can also become a support zone. As price came, it's tested here as a support, came up, tested here as a support again, came, tested as a support, and finally broke as a resistance. So you can clearly see we have found a lot of support and resistance in this chart. So moving to our micro time frame to find trade confirmations, and then we enter our trade. But then we have a lot of support resistance in it, which yeah. And even on the 1 hour, on the 1 minute time frame too, we can also find another uh significant support and resistance zone. So this is a significant, so this zone first acted as a support zone as price failed to break so many times and finally broke, and now acted as a resistance where price failed to break from here and came here, failed to break, and came here, failed to break, bounce back. So this is how we have found a lot of, support and resistance zone. So now we can see that price is currently moving along our low, which was the one we drew. That is our recent low. And then we are going to find confirmations to trade. So introducing to order blocks, where we can order blocks are almost like the support and resistance. I can also shift this to this zone, as it also serves as um, significant support and resistance. So now we can clearly see, as price came to our support, which was our low, and came back. So we are going to find potential trades here, as we need to trade to buy, but then price went up without forming any we haven't gotten any retest for a fair value gap. So what we're going to do right here is to wait for a fair value gap to be hit. So we can say, so what we're going to do is to wait for a change of character, that is to break this high. We need price to break this high, and when price breaks this high, we wait for a fair value gap to be retested, and then we can have a potential buy from there. So we can see price went up, but then due to this significant support and resistance zone, price came back. We have a retest though, but we need a change of structure to break this particular high. So we can wait perfectly for price to break this particular high this particular high so price to break this high, come down for a fair value gap, and then move up. So we have something we call aggressive entry as well. Since price has tested this support zone so many times, we then also can say that sellers are weak to push the markets down. So we can also look for buying opportunities, but then we don't buy too much, as we introduce what we call scalping. So scalping, we buy to the recent resistance, as we can see. So we can also buy from here to hit this particular resistance, as others are also waiting for price to break this high. So you waiting for price to break this high and come back for a fair value gap, then move up. It's the same way also you trading from here to this zone and closing your trade. So it's one way for confirmation, but introduction to other blocks will be the perfect way you can find significant you know price action for a market, because most of these support and resistance are not other blocks. Most of them are not other blocks. Most of them price wants go and test. Let's say if this is also a potential resistance zone, so price can then move price can move and hit here and come down again. So we can say this this resistance right here is not a valid order block. So I hope you understand, but I want you to move to your charts to identify significant support and resistance. There are a lot of support and resistance, as we can find this potential support and resistance right here. There are a lot of support and resistance. As you can see, price tested here as a resistance, came here and tested as a support. So this is also a significance. So mostly support and resistance are where significant price actions occur, either for a breakout or for a bounce or a retest. So kindly find potential support and resistance in your charts, screenshots, and also DM to me on Telegram so I can help you out. Yes, so I think if you like this video, like. If you have any question, comments, and then join the Telegram channel if you haven't. Thank you.